good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Coming on a little early because I want to do some house cleaning, share some stuff with y'all before I get started. Just a little update. A lot of y'all know I got arrested for panhandling last month down in the district, and I had my stuff confiscated. Okay, and DC no paper my case. So I had to email this officer to try to get my property back, and he informed me that I had some citations in the mail that I had to deal with on a federal level before I could do. Okay? And sure enough, here they are. Here they are. Sure enough, I got 3 citations, okay, to go to federal court. One is non-commercial soliciting, money gifts, money soliciting or demanding gifts, money, goods, or services. One is for interference, resisting, and one is for interfering with agency function, disobey a lawful order. Okay? And I looked on the back of these tickets, and it can say, because there is, as you can see, or you can't see, box A was checked, you must appear in court. And when I looked at a court date, it says it could take up to 60 days for me to get a court date. I said, okay, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Okay, see, and I told y'all, this is all about trying to make me suffer financially. Lauren, okay? Man, God is too good. So what I discovered, God told me to do something. I'm not gonna share this with you because I think they're watching. I think they're watching what I'm doing. But God told me to do something today, and I did it. And on Monday, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna tell you. I'll be able to tell y'all how it works. But what I can tell you is, that's my stomping ground. I for a long time when Paul Manafort and Roger Stone, all them cats was going to court, I was down there either with my DCBlackTours.com or Stop Hating Each Other Because You Disagree. Okay? That is my stomping. Hey Gino, thank you for joining me, man. That's my stomping ground. But the dude then gave me 3 citations, mailed them to me in the mail. Okay? That I have to deal with. And I ain't gonna panic. I'm not panicking. And when he told me this, my response to him was, ain't no good gonna come out of this for you. And thank you for the motivation to get my website started. Ain't no good gonna come out of this. This is designed to punish me financially because they know that's how I keep my head above water. They know that. I done told them that. Okay, but God told me to do some things, and that's what I did. That's what I did. I'm just because there's a lot of energy that's changing in the world as we speak. A lot of stars are coming up. We're in the age of Aquarius. Okay, so what he's doing ain't no good gonna come out of it. Not for him. Some good gonna come out of it for me, cause I'm keeping my heart right. Okay, I ain't bitter. I ain't upset. Man, you just made me put on my thinking hat. That's what you made me do. And one thing that I'm good at is fighting for myself. That's the one thing I'm good at. I ain't gonna see, and I told my daughter this morning. Probably nobody has ever challenged this guy. That's why he feels so comfortable doing what he's doing. Okay, all right. Thank you, man. Nobody's ever challenged him, and when I get through, because see, a lot of y'all don't want to fight because you ain't got no money. But that's when you most creative. When your back is up against the wall and you ain't got no money, man, that's when you most creative. And this is what I'm getting ready to show him, how I can dip off into my creativity, and you still ain't gonna stop nothing. You still ain't gonna stop nothing. Okay? Little bump in the road, I agree. It's a bump in the road. What's going on, New York? Thank you for joining. Who I got up in here? I got Lauren. She was the first one up here. Gino, Khalees, and New York. Man, thank you for joining me. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, and I'll keep y'all posted. I promise you. I will keep you posted. I promise you. Okay? But God told me to do some things, and this time, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell people what you're doing. Wait till it's over. And then you can show them what you did. Okay? And see and now is the time you really need to be able to tap into your intuition. Don't your intuition tell you to do something, whether you understand it or not, do it. Do it. Because you might be surprised at the outcome. Okay? All right. Today in Proverbs, of course, today is the 14th. 31 books in Proverbs, and Proverbs was written by King Solomon. The wisest man ever, no man will be as wise. And if you read Proverbs, you'll find that it will teach you how to live today. It'll show you what to do if you're living a right life, and it'll show you what not to do if you're living wrong. Barbados is up in the house. And that's what we're doing. I mean, this is about how to live, and you'll see different aspects of your life. Okay, now we ain't got no problem, man. We in good shape. They got a problem. They got the problem, not me. Brooklyn, New York is in the house. No, they got the problem. Now we good. We are good. Okay, so we're gonna start on the 14th chapter. Now I'm reading from the uh Message Bible and the New King James Version. I'll be going back and forth to give you a contrast so you can see, to better be able to understand. And along the way, I will also give you definitions, okay, of certain words, because I don't want to take it for granted that you know what these words are. Man, I'm telling you. But I'm trying to get this mucus from this cold out of me. It's coming. It's coming. Yes, it is. So let's pray and get into the word. Father, I thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my hearts, and speak through my lips, that I may precisely articulate these words to pierce the hearing, the vision, and the hearts of your children, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Um, Chapter 14, verse 1. Lady Wisdom builds a lovely home. Sir Fool comes along and tears it down brick by brick. Okay. Lady Wisdom builds a lovely home. Sir Fool comes along and tears it down brick by brick. Now, in the New King James Version, it says, the wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pulls it down with her hand. Wise woman builds her house, but that broad that's out there in the street, in everybody's business, got a lot of drama going on, tears it down brick by brick. Okay? An honest life, verse 2. An honest life shows respect for God. A degenerate life is a slap in his face. Okay? An honest life shows respect for God, because, man, hold on, y'all. When you live an honest life, you ain't going to be trying to cheat God, take advantage of God, misuse God. When you live an honest life, in the New King James Version, it says, he who walks in his uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is perverse in his ways despises him. And you got a lot of people that despise the truth, and they call themselves Christians. Okay? You tell them the truth, man. I mean, it's like they get in all kinds of offense because they want to believe what they want to believe. And in anything that's contrary to what they're believing, they don't want to be getting involved. Okay, man, let me give a shout out to my moderator, Lauren. Boy, she really adds a special quality to these lives, because of her interaction with the people. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it's gonna come a day. We got 26 people up in here, but it's gonna be crowded. The day coming where this is gonna be crowded, buddy, because you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna be looking for some answers, because stuff is gonna start going crazy in a minute. It's getting ready. It's getting ready to get crazy, y'all. Okay, and this stuff, it ain't getting no better. It's got to get worse before it get better. And this is what Proverbs is doing, is showing you how to deal with them hard times. This is what one of the things this book is showing you. It will show you how to deal with some hard times. And hard times are coming. You watch. Verse 3. Frivolous talk provokes a derisive smile. Wise speech evokes nothing but respect. Frivolous talk. Let me look up that definition of frivolous so you can see one of the things a lot of people make, they just automatically assume that people know the definition. And I'm not trying to disrespect your intellect. I'm not trying to do that. Okay? But there are some people that just don't know. Frivolous. Frivolous describes action, people, or things that are silly, unimportant, like-minded, light-minded, or lacking any serious purpose. That is frivolous. So listen, it says frivolous talk. Somebody's always joking. Don't take nothing serious. Okay? Don't take nothing serious. Always playing around. Frivolous talk provokes a derisive smile. Let me look up that word, derisive. Derisive. Derisive means expressing contempt, scorn, or ridicule, typically through mocking laughter, jeers, or insulting remarks. Okay? That's derisive. Frivolous talk provokes a derisive smile, while speech evokes nothing but respect. In the New King James Version, it says, "In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise will preserve them." See, in the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride. They yes, clowning around and fooling. See, when you got a rod of pride, man, can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Because you know it all. You got all the answers. That's pride. Okay? And you will be destroyed with your pride. Your pride is what's going to, because it says pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. When you have a haughty spirit, man, you think you superior. Look it up. You think you are superior. And that's what's going to come before fall. Verse 4. No cattle, no crops. A good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. No cattle, no crop. A good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. In the New King James Version, it says, "Where no oxen are, the trough is clean, but much increase comes by the strength of the ox." Because you can get something done when you got that ox. But if you just dealing with your fantasies, you ain't gonna get nothing. You can talk about, what you want all day long, but man, if you ain't out there putting in the work, you ain't gonna get nothing. And you got too many people right now, especially these young kids, they want something for nothing, because that's what they see working. They don't see hard work paid. They see getting something for nothing working. And we have to change that narrative. Okay? Talk is cheap. And that's all they do is talk. Verse 5, a true witness never lies. A false witness make a business of it. A true witness ain't gonna lie to you. A true witness is gonna be honest with you. And sometimes that might be painful, ugly, and uncomfortable. This is what it says in the New King James Version. A faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness will utter lies, because that's all that works for them. See, when you have a lying person, that's all work for them. That's all they know how to do. They don't know how to be, they don't see being honest working. And this is what we need to start doing is, man, showing this is real. We have to do this. But we have too many people sitting on the sidelines playing it safe because they don't want to make a mistake. Verse 6, cynics look high and low for wisdom and never find it. The open-minded find it right on their doorsteps. Cynics. Let's look up that definition of cynics. I hope y'all don't mind me giving y'all these definitions. Cause again, cynics. A person who believes people are motivated solely by selfishness rather than honorable or sincere reason. Cynic. A person who believes people are motivated solely by selfishness. See, when you're motivated by selfishness, it's just a win situation for you. When you're motivated by selfishness, it's just a win situation for you. When you're not selfish, it is a win-win situation. Everybody wins. When you selfish, only you win. That's when you live. The game is stacked in your favor. Everything you do has an agenda behind it. You ain't doing it because it's the right thing to do. Okay? All right? You're doing it because you have an ulterior motive. And most of the time, most Christians cannot see between those, or even identify those ulterior motives. That's why you got to pay attention to your intuition. You got to pay attention to it. In the New King James Version, it says, a scoffer seeks wisdom and does not find it, but knowledge is easy to him who understands. And there's a lot of power. Australia, man, thank you for joining me. I am rich. I am rich. Praise God. I am. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad you can see that I'm rich. Yeah, I am. I am rich, man. I'm loaded. Yes, I am. Listen, in verse 7, escape quickly from the company of fools. They're a waste of your time, a waste of your words. Escape quickly from the company of fools. They are a waste of your time A waste of your words. See, a foolish person, you can't tell nothing. A foolish person don't. Bernie, man, you up in here? What's going on, brother? How you doing? Man, this is the guy that he asked me to start. I used to do Saturday in Proverbs, and he asked me could I bring it back, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it every day. I'm just gonna do it every day because people going through some things, man. They really are going through some stuff, and prayerfully, this take the edge of some of the experiences that you had. Bernie, look, man, you just came up in here, but this dude sent me some more citations for my arrest. Now I got to go to federal court. He's still trying to make me suffer financially, but he don't know, boy. I serve a good God. I ain't lying. I serve a good God. I really do. God done brought me this far. He ain't gonna drop me. In the New King James Version, it says, "Go from the presence of a foolish man when you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge." Stay away from them fools, man, and you can tell they foolish because they always gonna have a whole lot of drama around there. That's how you gonna know. They always got something going on. Ain't no peace around no fool. Let me say that again. Ain't no peace around a foolish person because they cannot be trusted. Verse 8, the wisdom of the wise keeps life on track. The foolishness of fools lands them in the ditch. Listen, the wisdom of the wise keeps life on track. The foolishness of fools lands them in a ditch. In the New King James Version, it says, the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Okay? It's deceit. That's the folly of fools. All they know, man, is how to be dishonest. And you know something else? See, honesty ain't gonna work in the life of a fool. You got to change your ways, man. And see, and a lot of people think they can jump back and forth from being dishonest to honest, and they still gonna get the same. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Verse 9. The stupid ridicule right and wrong, but a moral life is a favorite life. Bernie, man, that dude just blessed me. Hold on here. That dude just blessed me. He just blessed me. Hold on. See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. This is what I be trying to tell y'all. If you doing the right thing, man, God gonna look out for you. God gonna bless you. Let me see. I know how I can do that. Hold on. Right, I'll do that later. Bernie, thank you, man. I appreciate that blessing. Thank you so very much because I know whatever it is, boy, it's right on time because you have always been right on time. Thank you, man. He say, hey, my red phone rang. God told me to deliver this message. Gotta go. But God can't answer his phone. Is booked. You would beat the case. Thank you, man. I know I'm gonna beat it. I know I'm gonna beat it. What he thought is doing for bad is gonna end up in my favor. All I got to do is continue to come out here and do good. God gonna bless me. I can't get. I want to, I ain't lying. I want to, but I'm wise enough to know I can't. But I want to. I want to go off on this man. But God is saying, hold your peace. Okay? Hold your peace. The New King James Version. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is favor. You see? And I got to stay upright. I got to stay upright. That's where the battle comes, man. When when the storm come up against you and you still do the right thing. That's where the battle is. All right? Verse 10. The person who shuns the bitter moments of friends will be an outsider at their celebration. Listen, the person who shuns the bitter moments of friends, man, when you're going through some stuff, that's when you're going to find out who's who. I don't care who you are. You're going to find out who your friends are when your back is up against the wall. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Man, thank you for watching some of my lives. Richard, what's going on? Bereal, thank you. In the New King James Version, it says, the heart knows his own bitterness, and a stranger does not share his joy. And man, see, let me tell y'all something. When this person walks up to you and say, you know, I knew you was going to make it. I've been watching you a long time. And I just knew you was going to make it. That's the one you run from. Let me say that again. That person that comes up trying to butter you up, talking about, man, I just knew. I've been watching you a long time. I knew you was going to make it. I knew you were. And that same person wouldn't do nothing to help you. But now they're so proud that you done pulled through. They watched you suffering and wouldn't even throw you a crumb. And now you're supposed to be so impressed because they just knew you was going to make it. That's the joker you run from. And some of them going to be in your own family. I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling you, some of them going to be in your own family. When your ship come in, oh, they gonna butter you up, buddy. They got their hand out looking for something. And the only way they can get it is to make you think that, oh, they've been supportive of you all the time and never lift one finger to help you get out of that hole. You had to get out by yourself. Okay? Where we at? Verse 11. Lives of careless wrongdoing are tumble down shacks. Holy living builds soaring cathedrals. In the New King James Version, it says, the house of the wicked will be overthrown, but the tent of the upright will flourish. You see, and this is a good, and here's another thing. If people don't have an example on their life, and they always got to use somebody else's life to show you an example. They just want your money. Listen, and this applies to this officer right now. The house of the wicked will be overthrown, but the tent of the upright will flourish. Man, no matter how hard you trying to make it for me, God is going to bless me. I'm going to flourish because I'm doing right by people. And you're going to be overthrown because you're doing wrong. So listen, and I know, listen, y'all, I know it's inconvenient. I know it's inconvenient. But boy, trust God. Trust God. I know it's painful. Trust God. I'm telling you. And don't bow down to doing something stupid trying to get even. God gonna fight your battle. Okay, there's nothing you can do that man, God, let God handle that injustice. Okay? I'm gonna read these two. This is verse 12 and 13 together. There's a way of life that look harmless enough. Look again. It leads straight to hell. Sure, those people appear to be having a good time, but all that laughter will end in heartbreak. Okay? That's the Message Bible. This is what it says in the New King James Version, verse 12 and 13. There's a way that seems right to a man, but the end is the way of death. And see, when it seems right to a man, they look like they getting something for nothing. You know, it's a gimmick. They trying to beat the system. It seems right. Seems like it's a good deal, but it ain't. It ain't. Okay? Even in laughter, the heart may sorrow, and the end of myrrh may be grief. And a lot of these people that you see looking like they are got it going on, they having a good time right now. But oh, when the stuff hit the fan, it's gonna be a whole different story. That's why, man, don't you listen. If God is blessing you, don't worry yourself. Don't you even worry yourself. Okay? Verse 14. A mean person get paid back in meanness. A gracious person in grace. A mean person gets paid back in meanness. Now, what this guy, here's a good example. This is meanness right here. What you think he gonna get back? Bernie, thank you, brother. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you. I know you blessed me, man. I ain't gotta worry about it. I ain't gotta worry about it. I know I'm blessed. Thank you, brother. Okay? See, this is mean. It says a mean person gets paid back in meanness. A gracious person in grace. And this is a good example of that. This is meanness. What you think he gonna get back? And he think because he got that badge and gun that it ain't gonna apply to him. And it's gonna knock him flat on his butt. Who knows, man? One day I might even run into him, and he is in need, and God made me help him. Because God say, man, when you help a person that has mistreated you, it's like pouring hot coals on their head. Okay? When somebody done you wrong, and you got an opportunity to bless them, God says it's gonna be like pouring hot coals on their head. I'm telling you. In the New King James Version, it says, the backslider in heart will be filled with his own ways, but a good man will be satisfied from above. Okay? You said you get him. No, I think he is watching my social media. I do. I think so. So I'd like to tell y'all what I did, but I'm gonna wait till it's over. I'd like to tell you, but I'm gonna wait till it's over. And then I'll be able to show you this what I did. And these were the results. And 9 times out of 10, he ain't even expecting me to be even thinking like this. He's not even expecting this. But God is showing me how I'm going to deflate his anger. Show him. Verse 15. The gullible believe anything they're told. The prudent sift and weigh every word. I didn't say this. This is Proverbs. Listen, the gullible believe anything they're told. The prudent sift and weigh every word. Man, you can look at some of our politics today, how gullible people are. They believe everything they're told. They take it at face value and don't even examine and look at what you're being told. That you can see that in our politics right here in America, and I'm sure it's the same all over the world. Okay? All over the world. In the New King James Version, it says, the simple believes every word, but the prudent considers well his steps. Man, when you prove, man, in fact, let me look up that definition of prudent so I can give it to you. Hold on. Prudent, acting with or showing care and thought for the future, typically by avoiding unnecessary risk and exercising sound judgment. Okay? By exercising sound judgment. That's a prudent. It says, the simple believes every word, but the prudent considers well his step. You ain't gonna just jump off into something when you prudent. You ain't gonna walk into nothing blind. You're gonna sit down and look at that situation and examine it. But that fool is gonna rush off trying to get something for nothing, looking for the easy way out. And right now, we got too many people looking for the easy way out. Okay? Verse 16. The wise watch their steps and avoid evil. Fools are headstrong, and I just said that. They headstrong and reckless. That's a fool. Okay? That is a fool who is headstrong and reckless. In the New King James Version, it says, a wise man fears and departs from evil, but a fool rages and is self-confident. A fool rages and is self-confident. Don't you see that in our politics today? With some of these leaders that we got, okay? They are so confident we're superior. And truth be told, we getting our butts kicked. And I feel sorry for the parents who have lost children and don't even know it. Because the powers that be ain't telling them, man, their child is dead. And they can't get in touch with them. Can't reach them. I feel sorry for them parents who can't reach their children. And the government is lying to them. And man, think about it. How would you feel if your child was dead and didn't nobody tell you? They lied to you. You ain't got enough money to give these parents to replace that hurt and that pain. You ain't got enough money. That little 25, 50,000, 100,000, man, they would rather have their child than that money. Okay? Verse 17. The hot-headed do things they'll later regret. The cold-hearted get the cold shoulder. The hot-headed do things they'll later regret. The cold-hearted get the cold shoulder. You can mistreat people all you want, but that's coming back to you, buddy. This ain't done in a vacuum. It's coming back. In the New King James Version, it says, a quick-tempered man acts foolishly, and a man of wicked intentions is hated. Okay? I told y'all, when you start going through Proverbs, man, you're going to see some people you know, you're going to see some people you work with, and you're going to see some members of your own family. Good and bad. You're going to see both. And it's up to you what kind of life you want to live, man. Verse 18. Foolish dreamers live in a world of illusion. Wise realists plant their feet on the ground. Listen, foolish dreamers live in a world of illusion. They everything happening for them is all in their head. See, when you live in a world of illusion, man, that's in your head. That's in your head. When you live in a world of illusion. But it says, wise realists plant their feet on the ground. This is what it says in the New King James Version. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Okay? No, I'm reading Proverbs. I'm reading out of Proverbs. Yeah, I'm reading out of Proverbs, man. This is the 14th chapter that I'm reading. Okay? I'm reading out of Proverbs. Proverbs got 31 chapters in a day, one for every day of the month. And when they are not 31 days in the month, man, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay? Verse 19. Eventually, evil will pay tribute to the good. The wicked will respect God loyal people. Listen, y'all. Eventually, evil will pay tribute to good. The wicked will respect God loyal people. Okay? This is why you don't want to be on that wicked side of the fence. This is exactly why. And this is what it says in the New King James Version. The evil will bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The evil will bow before the good, and the wicked at the gate of the righteous. Don't worry about nobody trying to get you, because eventually they're going to have to honor you. Eventually, this guy going to have to honor me. He's going to have to, because the Bible say God will make, when you living right, God will make even your enemies be at peace with you. He will make even your enemies be at peace with you. Lauren, whoever that person is bringing up that negativity, this last one, Byron, get rid of them, please. Get rid of them. Please, get rid of them. Okay? See, I told y'all, every time you trying to show some light, you're always going to have somebody coming up in here trying to be disrupted. And it's up to you whether you want to fall for the trap or not. That's up to you. Okay? All right? Where am I? Verse 20. An unlucky loser is shunned by all, but everyone loves a winner. An unlucky loser is shunned by all, but everyone loves a winner. In the New King James Version, it says, the poor man is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. Man, I'm telling you, when you come into your wealth, everybody is going to want to be your friend. Everybody going to want to be your friend. And see, and you can't get caught up in that flattery. You cannot get caught up in that flattery. Because a lot of people are just doing it to get you, flatter you, to get you to drop your guard. When you was broke, you couldn't get nothing. But now that you got, and see, that's why sometimes it's best, if you're coming to some money, man, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't go out and tell everybody your blessing. They'll see it. They'll see your life change. You ain't got to say nothing to them. Man, when you come into some wealth in your life, they gonna see the difference in the way you dress. They'll see the difference. They'll see the difference. So you ain't got to go out here and be impressive, man, because the less they know, the less you have to worry about. Verse 21. It's criminal to ignore a neighbor in need, but compassion for the poor, what a blessing. It's criminal to ignore a neighbor in need, but compassion for the poor, what a blessing. And this is what it says in the New King James Version. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. And see, a lot of people don't realize that in Proverbs, it say, man, when you give to the poor, you lend to the Lord. But see, here's the problem. Most of y'all don't know how to recognize who's who. Okay? Most of y'all don't recognize who's who. When and this is how I try to pinpoint a person's heart. When I see a person begging, man, give me $1. I'm trying to locate their heart. Now, if they tell me, oh man, I ain't got nothing, that's why I'm out here. I ain't got no money. See, that person is selfish. That's a selfish person. But if you ask a poor person for some money and they say, well, I ain't got $1, but I'll give you what I got, that's the one you bless. Because they are not selfish. And try it one time. When you in traffic, okay, you'll know them by their fruits. Try it one time. Somebody walk up to you and ask, man, give me $1 just to see what they read. And I tell them, your no ain't hurting me. Your no is hurting you because you just identified yourself. Your no ain't going to impact me. I'm not the one begging. You are. And if I ask you for something and you don't even have the kindness in your heart to say, I ain't got it, but I give you what I got. Your heart is in the right place. You know, when that cop arrested me, I used to walk down there, man, with my boombox on my shoulder. And one day I went down there and I was going back to get on the subway, man. And this guy who is homeless say, true conductor, here, man, I got $5 for you. Take this $5, true conductor. I got $5 for you. I didn't ask him for nothing. And he said, man, take this $5. And I'm telling you, when I come into some money, man, I'm going to go bless that dude. I'm going to go bless him. Because he trusted me with, and I don't know how much, but I know he's homeless. I know that because I see him on the street. And I can smell it. Okay? Verse 22. Isn't it obvious that conspirators lose out, while the thoughtful win love and trust? Isn't it obvious, okay, that the conspirators lose out, while the thoughtful win love and trust? In the New King James Version, it says, do they not go astray who devise evil? But mercy and truth belong to those who devise good. And you got people right now, man, they it's a mission in their life to sit down and devise a scheme to get over on people. That's all they know how to do, is sit down and devise ways to try to get over on people and not realizing, man, that stuff is going to be destroyed. A homeless man asked me for money and I gave him $20. He saw I had 40 because I opened my wallet. I still feel bad for not giving it all to him. Gino, when God wants you to bless somebody, you're going to know it. When God give you some money, there have been many a times, man, I've gotten $50 and $100 bills, and God said, man, put that in your wallet. Put it in your wallet. Hey, Tanya, thank you for coming up in here. Put it in your wallet. And when God wants you to bless somebody, man, don't you feel bad? Don't feel bad. But the next time you run up on somebody, man, ask them for some money. Ask them for some money and test their heart. And see, unfortunately, a lot of us are scared to test people's hearts. We're scared. And that's what we need to start doing. Okay? Verse 23. Hard work always pays off. Mere talk puts no bread on the table. Boy, that's a simple. Listen, hard work always pays off. Mere talk puts no bread on the table. And you want me to tell you how you can recognize a person who is just talk? This is their favorite expression. Man, I was thinking about doing such and such. Whenever you hear somebody say, man, I was thinking about doing this, all they trying to do is impress you. They ain't gonna do nothing. And then when you run into them, man, I thought you. Oh no, something came up. You know, I found I'm doing something else. That they always thinking about doing something because they trying to impress you with their thoughts. Ladies, when you meet it, you know, I was thinking about doing such and such. He just trying to impress you. Because if he was doing it, he would say, man, you know, I tried this and this is what I found. See, there's a difference. When you just thinking, you trying to impress. But a person that's doing, man, say, man, you know, I did this. And this is what I found out. This is what I learned. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, in all labor there's profit, but the idle chatter leads only to poverty. Leads only to poverty. And you got and see, and here is another person that, you know, when it comes to that bed, they on top of their game. And that's the work that they put in, is in that bedroom, and everything else they thinking about doing. But when it comes to that bed, boy, they top notch. But when it come out here to doing something, to try to get something done, they always got an excuse. And that's male and female. Okay, verse 24. The wise accumulate wisdom. Fools get stupider by the day. The wise accumulate wisdom. Fools get stupider by the day. In the New King James Version, it says the crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is their folly. Okay? The foolishness of fools is their folly. Verse 25. Souls are saved by truthful witness and betrayed by the spread of lies. Souls are saved by truthful witness and betrayed by the spread of lies. In the New King James Version, it says a true witness delivers soul, but a deceitful witness speak lies. And right now, we have a lot of people calling themselves Christians who are deceitful witnesses, but they use the name of Jesus to get people to drop their guard. That's what they do. Them people that walk up to you, you believe in Jesus? That's the one you keep your eye on. Okay? That person that comes up and say they absolutely wolves in sheep clothing. Absolutely. They're wolves in sheep clothing. And they use the name of Jesus to get you to drop your guard. That's what they do. And when they walk up on me now, say, you believe in Jesus? And my first question, how you gonna know if I'm telling the truth? That's my question now. Somebody come up to me and ask, you believe in Jesus? How you gonna know if I'm telling you the truth? How you gonna know? You don't know if I'm telling you the truth or not. Okay? Life, what's going on? How you doing? All right? Verse 26. We almost done, y'all. The fear of God builds up confidence and make a world safe for your children. In the New King James Version, it says, in the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children will have a place of refuge. See, that's the benefits of living a righteous life, because your children are going to have a place of refuge. Okay? All right? They going to have a place of refuge. Verse 27. The fear of God is a spring of living water, so you won't go off drinking from poison wells. The fear of God is a spring of living water, so you won't go off drinking from poison wells. In the New King James Version, it says, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to turn one away from the snares of death. You only got protection, man, when you're living right and doing right by people. That's the only time you're going to have some protection. I'm telling you. Verse 28. The mark of a good leader is loyal followers. Leadership is nothing without a following. The mark of a good leader is loyal followers. Leadership is nothing without followers. I get people coming up here trying to check me, and they ain't got but 2-3 followers. Wait a minute. If you had it going on like that, how come you ain't got no more subscribers? And you've been here 8, 10, 12 years. And you just got a handful of followers, but you want to come up in here like you swinging big dick. And I'm supposed to be impressed. Man, go get you some followers and come back. And then we might can do something. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, in a multitude of people is a king's honor, but in the lack of people is the downfall of the prince. And this is one of the problems that we face, in not only just in America, but the world. People are afraid to get behind something positive, and they even might agree but they are afraid to support something because of their fears, not what the person has done, but it's their fears and insecurity. I'm telling you, man, in the 6 years that I've been out there, boy, I've had a whole bunch of people walk by me and give me a thumbs up. I agree with your message, and look at my donation bucket and scared to put $1. I've actually had folks come up, if I give you this dollar, now what you gonna do with it? And I look at them and say, maybe, or who is it gonna be? It's gonna benefit me. It's my idea. How come I can't benefit from something positive, then I could put something negative on this side and get rich overnight? And you wouldn't even care what I'm gonna do with the money. You wouldn't even care. And that is the problem. Right there. All right. Verse 29. Slowness to anger makes for deep understanding. A quick-tempered person stockpiles stupidity. Okay? Stockpile stupidity. Listen, this is what it says in the New King James Version. He who is slow to wrath have great understanding, but he who is impulsive exalt folly. Example. See, I can get extremely upset about these citations that I got. That is trying, that, it says, let me listen to me. Listen to this. Listen to this. If a date, time, and place for your appear in court is shown on the front of the violation, you must appear in court at that time. If no date is shown, you will be notified by mail of the date and time to appear. And that could take up to 60 days. That could take up to 60 days for each one of these citations. And this is how I make my living. So you trying to impact me financially. But God. But God. And that's all I got to do. Man, no, don't panic with that. Listen to what God telling you how to deal with this. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to tell y'all how I dealt with it. See? Because they might be listening. They might be listening, and I don't want to tip my hand. I ain't tipping my hand, buddy. Just like in the show you. See, a lot of time, man, it's when your back is up against the wall. That's when God going to bless you. When your back is up against the wall and you don't see no way out and you still believe in God, man, that's when God going to open up a blessing for you. That's when he going to bless you. You ain't even got to worry about it. You going to get blessed. But you can't submit to them evil ways. Let that stuff go, man. Listen, this is verse 30. A sound mind make for a robust body, but runaway emotions corrode the bone. Listen to this. A sound mind makes for a robust body, but runaway emotions corrode the bones. In the New King James Version, it says, a sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bone. And all that negativity you holding on to, it ain't hurting nobody but you. All that envy, that anger, that revenge, that getting even, it's only hurting you. That's who is hurting. See, you got to keep positive because it says, but envy is rottenness. Matter of fact, let me give you the definition of envy. I ain't gonna take it for granted that you know. Hold on. Let me give you the definition. Envy, an unpleasant, painful emotion characterized by desire, discontent, of covetousness triggered by another person's possession, advantages, or success. When you're envious, man, you can't stand to see nobody get something better than you. When you're envious, and when you have that kind of emotion, it says envy is rottenness to the bone. That negativity eventually is going to impact your health. It's going to have an impact on your health. Just a matter of time. Verse 31. You insult your maker when you exploit the powerless. When you're kind to the poor, you honor God. I just told y'all that. When you give to the poor, man, you're giving to, you're loaning to God. Listen to the New King James Version. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he who honors him have mercy on the needy. You can't honor God with jealousy too. Is that's they all in the same family. Randy, they all are in the same family. They cousins. Sometimes brothers and sisters. Okay, but when you listen, you insult your maker when you exploit the power, when you take advantage, man, of poor folk. When you're kind to the poor, you honor God. And the problem is, see, we don't take the time to see who's who. We just look at their condition. Oh, that's a poor person. Well, maybe that's because you're a butthole. You ain't a good person. Is why you in the situation you're in. Just because you doing bad don't mean I have to feel sorry for you when you are an evil person. When you are a selfish person. I don't have to feel sorry for you. That's why you are. Man, and this happened maybe a couple weeks ago. I was walking down the street and I saw this homeless lady, and she was standing in the middle of the street, and God said, give her some money. And I tried to give her the money, she wouldn't take it. And I just dropped the money down on her stuff. Man, she took that money and threw it in the street. I said, well, if that's the way you're going to be, then. And then she spit at me. And I told her, I said, if you spit on me, I'm going to knock you out. I dare you to spit on me. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out because that's rude. Here, I'm trying to be a blessing to you, and you wondering because why you're in the situation that you're in because you got a nasty attitude. That's why you're in the condition that you're in because you're nasty. You're a rude person. See, sometimes God gonna show you some folk. Man, if you just listen, just watch. Okay? Verse 32. The evil of bad people leaves them out in the cold. The integrity of good people create a safe place for living. Okay? Hey Tyler, what's going on? In the New King James Version, it says the wicked is banished in his wickedness, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Man, you can only get under the wings of God. His wings shall be your shield and buckler when you live a righteous lifestyle. Other than that, you out in the cold. And see that wicked person, when the storm comes, they ain't got nowhere to hide. They out in the open. See that righteous person can find a rock to hide under, can find can find a place of refuge. Now he's good. He's good. He's good. Tyler from the Philippines. All right. Um, where am I? Verse 33. Lady Wisdom is at home in an understanding heart. Fools never even get to say hello. Okay? Listen, Lady Wisdom is at home in an understanding heart. Fools never even get to say hello. In the New King James Version, it says, wisdom rests in the heart of a man who has understanding. But what is in the heart of fools is made known. It's just that simple. See, we got another troll up in here. A lot of people gonna take your kindness for weakness, but they just revealing to you who they are when they do. A lot of people are gonna take your kindness for weakness. Don't get upset. They just reveal to you who they are. It's just that simple. Okay? All right? That's all they doing. It's revealing to you who they are. Don't be upset, man, when somebody show you who they are. And you got a lot of people right now that'll get offended because somebody showed them who they are. They offended. No, they just did you a favor. You ain't got to worry about it. Verse 34. God devotion make a country strong. God avoidance lead people weak. And this is what's wrong with America today. We avoid God because anything goes. Any and everything goes. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach for any people. Let me give you the definition of that word reproach. Hope y'all don't. And again, I'm not trying to uh, offend anybody, but I just don't want to take it for granted that some folk know what those words are. Reproach, to express sharp disapproval, disappointment, or criticism towards someone, often to make them feel ashamed of their actions. And right now, we got people that will try to make you feel ashamed for living a righteous lifestyle. They will demonize you. Oh, you think you perfect. No, I just don't take advantage of nobody. Those are the ones to stay away from. All right? Here's the last verse. Diligent work gets a warm commendation. Shiftless work earns an angry rebuke. Listen, diligent work gets a warm commendation. Shiftless work earns an angry rebuke. The New King James Version says the king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him who causes shame. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of chapter 14. Okay? I hope that doing this, some people get something out of it. Yeah, I do. If you got a question, yeah, I do. I do. I do. If you got a question, man, don't come up in with nothing silly. But serious. If you have a question, man, I'll do my best to answer. I do my best to answer it. Okay? If you got a question, is there something that you didn't understand, or you need some kind of clarity, man, ask the question. Ask the question. One day we're gonna be able to do this in person on with videos. That's why I missed Periscope, boy. Periscope was the joint. I ain't lying. Periscope was the joint. It really was. But if you got a question, man, let me just come on. I'll try to deal with it. I'll try. See. Listen. When you exalt wisdom and understanding, man, it's a blessing that come with that. It's a blessing that comes. Matter of fact, let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. There are quite a few. This is chapter 3, Proverbs, verse 13. I'm gonna read. Start at 13. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She's more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of days is in her right hand, and riches and honor are in her left. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths of peace. She's a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who retain her. Okay? Happy. All right? Khalees say, this person can't receive payments right now. No, I can't. Cash App, man. For some reason, Cash App deactivated my account and won't tell me why. So I just make do. I just make do. You know, I got Zelle, I got PayPal, I have Venmo, okay? But PayPal, uh, uh, they just they won't tell me. And I mean, I've tried and tried and tried. They told me I violated their terms of service, but they won't tell me what my violation is. But it ain't stopping nothing. It ain't stopping a thing. I still get blessed. They don't stop a thing. Okay. And see and this is how, listen, adversity is what guards the door to success. If success was so easy, everybody would be successful. And sometimes when you get to the door of success, you'll have situation like your Cash App might be deactivated, or you get a clown that try to throw a stumbling block into you with some citations to interrupt your flow. Okay, this happens, but you have to not be discouraged and keep trying. God will open up a way. Because God can open up some doors that no man can close, and close some doors that no man can open. if you're doing his will. And see, I could take this situation right here, right now, and use it as an excuse not to still do what I'm doing. Cause somebody's throwing a stumbling block in my way. I could use that as an excuse. Oh no, man, I ain't got time for that. But nah, you ain't gonna discourage me. And see, this is how you'll know who's who. When somebody continually gets stumbling blocks that are thrown in their path and they keep going, that's a person that's in it because they love it. But that person that has an ulterior motive, when you throw the first stumbling block you throw it in, man, they're going to throw their hands up. I can't do this. Because they're in it for the wrong reason. And they're easy to quit. But when you're in it for the right reason, I ain't going to make you give up. Somebody asked me, is it true that Saturday is the Sabbath? What day is your calendar? Does your calendar go from Monday to Sunday or from Sunday to Saturday? What calendar do you follow? Do you follow a calendar from Monday to Sunday? And you don't even see that printed nowhere. Every calendar you see will go from Sunday to Saturday. Okay? But man follows Sunday, Monday to Sunday. That's the calendar man follows. Monday to Sunday. But you have you never seen a calendar printed from Monday to Sunday. You've never seen that calendar printed. Every calendar you look at is going to go from Sunday to Saturday. And that's what I follow. That's the calendar I follow. And that ain't easy. Man, I remember when the first time I met my wife. The first time we came in contact, I was trying, this was back in 2015. I was trying to not work on Saturdays. And this particular Saturday, man, I just couldn't get no rest. I mean, I was restless. And I had this hotel that I used to hang around to get some business. So I said, man, let me go down to this hotel and see what's going on. And as I walked in the door, my wife was talking to the hotel manager because the guy she had twisted his arm to do some work for her didn't show up. And she was asking him, is there anybody else that I can use? And when I walked in the door, he looked up and said, that's him right there. There he is, right there. And when I saw that, I threw my hands up. I said, whatever it is, I didn't do it. And that girl told me Anwar was who she had made a deal with. When she told me the deal that she had made with him, I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. I ain't doing that. And that girl balled up her fist just like this. And I said, man, that's my grandmama's fist. I'm going to marry you. That's how I recognize my wife. Okay? That's how I recognize my wife. She balled up her fist and it looked just like my I told her, I said, man, that's my grandmama's fist. I'm going to marry you. And we ended up getting married. I'm serious. 4 years later, we got married. That's right. That's how I met her. That's exactly how I met her. Sure is. That's my girl too, boy. That's my girl. All right? All right, y'all. Hey, man. Uh, yeah, tomorrow take care of itself. Man, thank y'all for joining in. I hope doing this is beneficial to some people and to the replay viewers, because there are gonna be people that now. In case you wonder what this picture is, man, that's about 35 years ago. I'm being made an honorary king of Cameroon. Okay, that's what this picture is. I just found out that in all my lives you can now use a green screen. Okay, with YouTube. So I have a but that picture right there, Vera Ore, this is her. Palava her. She was put this thing on, and this guy is making me a king of Cameroon, an honorary king of Cameroon. That's what this ceremony, and that coat fit me perfect, man. Fit me. I mean, was a perfect fit. I couldn't believe it. Was a perfect fit. Look at it. Man, was a perfect fit. That's an honorary king of Cameroon. Okay? All right, y'all. I will. I will. I got a whole lot. I mean, I got 6 years worth of pictures to put on my website. I got 6 years worth of pictures. And it's coming, boy. It's coming. I ain't lying. It's coming. It's Thursday. It's when we gonna talk about the lunch. I'm Thursday. Thursday. I'm gonna have a meeting Thursday morning about the final draft of my website. So I'll be launching that soon. My website will be up next week. I mean week after. It's this month. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up, and it's tight too. It's tight. It is. It's tight. It's tight. I'm excited about it, and I needed this situation to happen with this police officer to finally get me off the dime and say, man, just go on and get your website going. And I stepped out. I stepped out on my faith and just say, here, man, here's a down payment. Here you go. Where's man, that's up to God. God, if it's meant for me to be, man, I ain't got to worry about that money. Ain't got to worry about it. It's there already. It's there. Because then my mama say, boy, a lot of water got to pass under the bridge between now and then. A lot of water got to pass under the bridge. And see, and a lot of y'all count yourselves out because you don't see a way. And you ain't supposed to see the way. All you got to do is trust God. That's all you got to do. And that's where the rubber meets the road. When you put your trust in God, not knowing how he's going to do what he's going to do, oh man, you learn something about yourself, buddy. You'll learn something about yourself. All right? All right, y'all. I see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we'll be back for the day in Proverbs. Okay? We'll be back tomorrow, every day, 8 o'clock, today in Proverbs. For as long as God want me to do it, I'm gonna keep doing it. And I know it works because I've seen it in my own family. All right?